Hey everybody, it's Nate and Steph from Adventure in a Backpack. Welcome to our fifth live show. Fifth-ish, I think. I think we skipped week 2 now.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe. But it's number
Anyway,
5 live.
number
Yay.
5 live, so we have stuck to our...
And we're back.
and we're
hopefully.
back. Let's try this again. I think we may have... I don't think we figured out our problems with our app crashing, but hopefully we can actually get back into it without totally having to make a new video. So anyway, that's what's going on. So if you are here with us live, just let us know that you're here. Just say hello. I saw a few people say YY is here. AU Prospector is here. So welcome to the live chat. Thanks for showing up. And we have quite a few people rolling in now. And if you're watching this on repeat, welcome. So right now,
Hello, Johnny.
we are just outside. We drove most of the day today, and we are outside of Mammoth Lakes, California. Just finally out on some forest land. We're finally able to actually get outside of campgrounds, which is nice. So,
That is incredible. We have been in campgrounds so much this winter, and it is so nice to be out on forest land with just a ton of land around us. Pyrus gets to run around, and there's not just people all over the place. So it's nice. It's definitely nice. That's the one downside about wintertime is there's not a whole lot of campgrounds.
yeah, everything's all closed down, but weather's been really good. We skied over the weekend, and it was 60 degrees outside, so it was all slushy, and the moguls were fantastic. They were so good. So anyway, let's see. Got a few questions. We don't really have much of a topic tonight. We haven't really had much of a topic on many of these live chats. So feel free to ask questions, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from there, essentially. So AU Prospector's asking if I'll do a video about how we film our vlog, and
Good idea.
I've had a few requests for that, but if anybody's watching right now and would like to know what equipment I use and how I film and edit, I guess would probably also be in there. Let me know,
I think we have a kit of the equipment that you use.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Probably needs to be updated.
It does. Yeah, actually in every single video, if you go in the description and you scroll down, there's all the links to all the equipment that I use I think in basically every single video. It's just kind of a copy paste kind of thing. But obviously, let me know if there's actually interest in that.
Yeah. Well, we've had a couple of people ask, so
exactly.
There's definitely interest. Hey, David. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Let's see. Ryan Park asked, what's our favorite thing to eat when we have the munchies?
Favorite thing?
Favorite thing to eat. That's really tough. I like tacos. I guess that's not really a snack.
Food.
But I like tacos.
I would say probably clementines. The little small
Yeah.
mini oranges.
Or hummus and pretzels. Hummus and pretzels, pretty good.
Yeah.
The everything pretzels, the little thin, flat pretzels. Those are delicious.
Cliff Bars if we're out on a trail or something and need some some serious calories, something like that. Those are pretty good. The macadamia, was it white macadamia, something or others?
White chocolate chip macadamia nut.
Is that what it is?
Cliff Bars, yeah.
Those Cliff Bars, those are great. So anyway, so I use a gimbal for all of the ski shots. I've got a Fiutech gimbal that I use for all of my ski shots. Anything that I'm going to be off doing this. Pretty cool. I actually really like it. Works pretty well.
Yep.
I don't really have too many complaints about it. It's kind of finicky at first. Definitely have to get used to it and learn how it works, but it's just a practice thing, with anything.
Yeah, practice and reading the manual and figuring out how the buttons all work and everything. Because there's only 3 buttons on it, so
yeah,
you've got to figure out how all of those work and what modes or what button combination works what mode. But it's really good. That's how we get all of our ski shots. Who is that from Ireland? Hey, Thomas from Ireland. What time is it in Ireland right now?
Yeah, you up super late? There's this.
Stand-up height from Florida. Okay, we're gonna cheers first.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers.
And for coming to our live videos, this is our 5th live video basically in a row. Every Monday we're doing live videos, so set your calendar. It's going to be Monday evening about this same time every week, essentially.
About this time.
So, cheers to those.
Cheers. Okay, stand-up height, floor to ceiling. How tall is Nate? I'm 6'4". I want to be sure the van will allow me to stand up straight. Nate is 6'2". He's got a little bit, just a very, very tiny bit of room on from his head to the ceiling.
Yep.
If he lets his hair get too long, then it gets stuck in the ceiling.
What I would recommend if you're 6'4" is so on the floor use like 1/2-inch rigid foam, just like we did, would be fine, and then 1/2-inch plywood, and then some kind of thin laminate. Because honestly,
and then on the ceiling, I would recommend too something thinner than what we use, because ours is fence panels, so they're pretty.
Still talking about the floors, so the 1/2-inch on the plywood, and then as far as the wood laminate, like use something that's like pretty thin. We used a fairly thicker wood laminate. It was like 7 mil, I think. And so yeah, something like a 5 mil, because it's like
I don't feel like 7 mil is very thick. But
anyway, use a thinner wood laminate, and then on the ceiling. Right.
On the ceiling, yeah, we used fence panels, so it's what is it, like a 1/2-inch thick, or maybe more than that?
Yeah, 1/2 inch.
1/2 inch thick. And so definitely, like if you were to use like wood laminate, like flooring on the ceiling, that would be a lot thinner. So definitely recommend that.
And then also
I don't know that if he was 6'4", I don't know that we would have enough room. Like that would be a tight squeeze in here.
If we were doing it like that, I would not do the furring strips on the roof. And if you don't know what that is, just like kind of scrub back in our videos after the live video. But it's basically the 1x2s that go across. If you got rid of those, that would free up another 3/4 of an inch. So
that's a good thought. I didn't think of that one.
Yeah. So do you just got a question from Bar? Oh, I'm gonna let you try to pronounce the screen name.
I'm not sure. We're gonna go with Barb.
Barb, fantastic. Oh, that's probably it. Barb Joe's 63. So do you secure the plywood underlayment to the floor somehow? I saw one guy drill 16 holes through the bottom of his van to secure the plywood down. We actually have a full video of that that we did whenever we were building the van. But yeah, we did secure the plywood.
And we're back.
Okay.
Sorry about
that. Let's see. Where are we?
The plywood.
Yeah, so the plywood is secured. We got a full video about that. So after the live video, go check out our build series and find the how to install flooring.
But it's bolted down, yeah.
Yeah, it's bolted down. We didn't. We did drill extra holes. But yeah.
We did. Yep. What are we drinking? We're drinking wine tonight.
Roaming and rolling. Thanks for showing up. We've got glasses. We got pints of wine. So
pints of wine.
No, we didn't get to
it's
full.
Not quite a pint.
We didn't do full pints tonight. So, let's see. Looking to build a. Yeah, we don't have those vans in the U.S. The L4H3 Citroen. I'm not really sure. Anyway, we don't have those. So I'm not really sure much about those.
Oh.
Refresh brought back the audio. Oops. Yeah, so I've got. We're having really bad problems with our app, and we have like our YouTube app, and we have every day the last week. We're all updated and everything like that. But just hang around if we go away, and we'll try to be back. And if we're not back without an actual formal sign off, hop back onto our channel, and we'll start up another one. That's what we've done in the past, but we're trying to avoid that. You just stayed really, really still for a second.
Sorry.
And I thought you were
I was frozen.
Like
half the screen was frozen.
I thought half the screen was frozen. I was like, how is this happening? This is impossible.
Okay.
That's another question.
Holy scrolling.
Yeah. So James was asking if my gimbal that I use to film all of our skiing stuff, if it's tethered to me. A lot of times it is, but some of the times it's not.
Like while he's skiing, if he's not actively holding it, then it's tethered to him. But
I have this clip. my backpack's back there. This clip actually like connects to my backpack. It's just like a quick release kind of thing, so it stays right here all the time. And shy of like me dropping it,
Yeah.
it's
Which
it
then
would
we,
be-
I mean, if we dropped it, if we're actively filming and holding it, and we drop it, we'll know that we've dropped it.
yeah.
But that's not something that we like connect to. Like if we've got one of our GoPros on our helmet or other body mounts, we do tether them
Yeah.
because we have lost GoPros that way.
Yeah.
So that was actually one of Nate's Christmas presents this year, was a whole pack of tethers.
A whole pack of tethers, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, shy of like dropping it, pretty much. So far so good. We've done a bit of skiing this year with it, so let's see. Scrolling back through, if you have any questions,
there was one. How did you two meet and decide to live the van life? We met when we were in elementary. We've known each other for a long time. We've been dating since I was 15 and he was 16.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been together for a long time. And as far as deciding to live the van life, that was... So we actually have I know we keep saying this. We have a video on that.
Yeah, we can give the 2-minute version of it.
That one's kind of a tough question to answer. So we did spend a long time talking about it on one of our videos about kind of our story. But the quick version of it is that, you know, we've always wanted to live on the road and travel. And after Nate's dad passed away, we decided that it was, you know, life is too short to not do what you want to do and not live the life you want to live. So that's the short story of it. The long story of it.
We've got like a 30-minute video.
And we don't have enough wine to talk about that one tonight.
Exactly.
Just ordered
DJI Osmo, 221 day till delivery. Wow, that's a long delivery, right? Holy cow. Those Osmos are good though. So Roaming and Rolling was asking, can you do that for riding a bike? We have a gimbal, but it's heavier than yours and have no idea how to do that. Yes, likely. I haven't put the gimbal on the bike. Like, if you're talking about like on the handlebars.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean there's definitely a way that you could mount it on your chest. I've seen it done. Basically, the chest plate with the handlebar mount clipped into one of the like little chest plate, little quick release things, and then basically it just sits here on your chest like that, which is a really good viewpoint because as you're riding and like banking your turns, it's still staying upright and everything like that. But I haven't ridden my bike since I got this, so kind of tough to tell for sure.
Paul, hey from California. My question is about how long do you anticipate living this way? It seems to be all about living for today. How are you going to build for your later life? Well, so we work from the road, so you know we're not living off of savings right now or anything like that. We still work. We still bring in income. So it's really no different for us. It's really no different than if we were in a house. It's just that we get to travel all the time. So, you know, we still work. We still bring in income. We still put money away towards savings. So kind of a relatively normal, I suppose. We just live in a van while doing it rather than living in a house while doing it.
Yeah.
We don't go to an office. Our office is here.
Yeah, basically. But we plan on doing this for a long time, and if not the van life, like we'll do something like we don't have any anticipation of like stopping. Like I'm sure
some form of travel.
Yeah, I'm sure we will eventually, but like there's no like right now it sounds awful to like stop traveling like for any period of time. Like right now when we talk about like, you know, where would we like to where would we like to live? Like typically it's like where would we like to live would be like where would we like to live for 6 months before we move to somewhere else or before, yeah, so it's
6 months to a year is pretty much as far as I can think ahead.
So Thomas is asking, if we're ever going to come to Europe? Yeah, we plan on coming to every single continent there is, and basically right now we're just going to be in North America for for the foreseeable future, since it would be logistically difficult to get our dogs over to another continent, to Europe. But yeah, later on down the road, we plan on coming to Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, South America,
South Africa as well.
South Africa as well.
Yep.
It's also an African continent, but
yeah.
Anyway.
Thanks, G&J. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks for watching, Paul Moody. We're glad that you like to watch them. Hello from Utah. What about your Red Rock tour? Yeah, so the one we were talking about last week. Yes, I mean, we're still on a go for that, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think we're going to. I think we're going to end up having to skip, not Tahoe.
Taos. It's been a
Taos
long few days.
Telluride. Yeah, Taos and Telluride. Unfortunately, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Telluride closes this Saturday. Is their last day. Saturday or Sunday is their last day.
Is it Taos or Telluride?
Telluride.
Okay.
Taos, I believe, is already closed. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they're already closed. I think they closed yesterday. Anyway, so we're probably more than likely going to be forced to cut those two out of our skiing tour.
Yep.
And so this week at Mammoth will be our last skiing, and then we're probably going to go to Utah. Actually, like, pretty much already guaranteed to go to Utah.
Pretty much so. Like, they just really want to go. And like last week whenever we were talking about it, I asked everybody to put down the hashtag visit Utah or something like that, and then our app crashed on YouTube. And so weird deal with YouTube is, I don't know if you guys know this, but all the comments that everybody writes during the live stream, they go away whenever we sign off from live, basically. And so I can't go back and like answer questions that maybe we didn't get to or anything like that. So,
which is super unfortunate.
Yeah,
and
it's really
YouTube
dumb.
is supposed to be changing that, but it hasn't completely rolled out.
Nice.
AU Prospector, if you two want a gold adventure in the summer.
Live in the Sierras in Grass Valley, halfway between Sacramento and Reno. Lots of epic video if you're in this area.
Prospector, I get it.
Gold Prospector. That makes sense. Nice. Yeah, we'll definitely keep that in mind if we head back up that way. We'll be back that way later this summer. We actually just left there. We left. We were in Squaw this morning, or no, South Reno.
South Tahoe.
Good gosh.
It has been a long day.
Just like struggling with my words today. Yeah, South Lake Tahoe. So super cool area. Thomas Allen was asking if we got any new wiring loom yet. So that was from the engine problems we were having. We have not gotten new wiring loom. We're likely not going to get new wiring loom unless it like becomes a big problem again.
Sorry, my lips are chapped.
And but I've been checking. Every third time I fill up on fuel, I've been pulling the cover off and checking it, and still looks good. Still
we
looks
haven't
fine.
had any problems.
Yep, I'm going to basically whenever we get back, we switch out all of our summer gear for our winter gear and do that thing. We've got a bunch of maintenance things we're going to do, and we're going to reinforce that area of the engine. So we don't have problems with that. But yeah, we've got a bunch of different maintenance projects coming up in May. That'll be next month because it's now April. We're going to be replacing the shocks and maybe some more suspension work on the van. Bunch of just general maintenance, oil change, fuel filter change. What else? You had some other stuff, so.
Yeah, my plan is really to just go through the engine compartment and.
Oh yeah, because we have an oil leak.
We have an oil leak somewhere, just a tiny oil leak somewhere. So I'm gonna clean up the engine and try to figure out where that oil. I mean, because at this point it's just oil's everywhere.
Yeah, it's just a greasy diesel engine.
Yeah, so I'm gonna clean up the engine and try to figure out where that oil leak is coming from.
Yeah.
Just kind of replace seals, replace O-rings and hoses and stuff like that. Just stuff that will help the engine run a lot longer. So our goal with that is to spend a few $100s now and some time now to save a few thousand in the future, hopefully.
We've got a leak in one of our heater hoses. It's just kind of like weather rotted from being 10 years old, and so we'll probably replace most of our coolant system hoses, just kind of preventative, because they're all looking kind of cracked and stuff. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, and one of our fans, one of our MaxAir fans,
weird,
is freaking out right now. So we've got to figure out what's going on with that. There's a short in it somewhere. We just have to figure out.
I think the board is wrong, because I found a forum where they were saying that like the computer board is wrong. It should be under warranty though.
Oh,
so
well, that's cool.
We just need to call and
even better. Yeah, we don't have to rewire it or anything.
Yeah, no, we just pull out the it's a 2 or 3 screws and pull it out, like 2 wires and 2 wiring harnesses, and it should be good to go again.
Okay. Do you have any plans for visiting the Eastern Sierras for High Sierra hiking?
Not right now.
We don't have any specific
active plans
yet.
Yeah.
But probably.
We actually did a hike out of Emerald Bay yesterday. That'll be on this week's Friday video. We hiked. We didn't make it all the way. We were hiking towards Cascade Falls. We got probably 3/4 of the way there, and we were post holing really bad. We weren't wearing snowshoes. We just went with like micro spikes, and it was just that nice post holing temperature. And it was kind of late in the day. We had just got done skiing all day, and so we're like, it was fun to get out and hike around for an hour or so. But it was pretty. So pretty. It went up over whatever that little lake is on the other side.
Lake.
Is it Cascade Lake? Yeah, so Cascade Lake, and it was absolutely fantastic. But yeah. So Glenn was asking, how much did it cost to build your van, and where do you move to another continent? Let's see. When you move to another continent, are you bringing your van? I don't know. That's a long way in the future. Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, if it's 5 years down the road, it's like, well, it depends on how the van is mechanically. Like, I guess, but like, probably not. Honestly, like, bringing the van to another continent.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be it's really really expensive to ship vans.
Yeah, and we would have put another 150,000, so that would put it at like 350,000 miles. If we keep going at the rate we have been, if that's 5 years, and I think 5 years is probably the minimum amount of time that we would be before we went to another continent. So
yeah,
it's tough to say. We have so a fun fact about us: we haven't even stayed in a normal house, the same normal house, for 5 years at a time. So to think like 5 years down the road, like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
It's terrifying. Terrifying to think.
Yeah.
And the first part of your question, it was just under 40,000 total. That includes the cost of the van. So we spent $12,400 on the van, and then the rest of that was in the build. Yeah,
which if you just go to adventureinbackpack.com, there's a full breakdown of all the costs associated with the entire build. It tells you what the bumpers cost, tells you what the solar cost, tells you what the
cabinets cost,
the nuts and bolts cost. Like, it's very, very detailed. So, James says, before you close the YouTube app, do a select all at the chat and copy paste it into another program. Fantastic.
Well, the problem is that it's closing on us. It's not that we're closing the app. It's crashing on us, and then as soon as we get back into it, all of those are gone. Yeah,
we think we found the solution, kind of. Maybe we're testing it as we speak.
Yeah, so far it's worked twice. Our app has crashed twice, and we were able to get back into it, and all of the comments were still there.
Because the last 3 weeks, every time it's crashed, we ended up having to like create a whole new live chat thing, and like only a few people like showed back up. It doesn't really notify you guys, I don't think. And then so it was like all like super awkward, but so far so good, I guess. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just went all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, I did. Okay, where are we at? Let's see. We weren't too far. Creeper Van Kevin, hey, what's going on? We have one ski boot dryer. It's just a little 12-volt ski boot dryer, and I've used it pretty often. Works pretty good. Need to get another one for next year, so we're not just having to like take turns on it. But typically we just like put it in front of the East Bar heater, and it
works
you
really
know,
well.
it flows a lot more air and it's nice and dry air. So, yeah, that works pretty good too. And your boots are nice and warm when you get them on. They're easy to put on because the plastic's all nice and pliable. So, yeah. Well, this is a good question. John Daniel, he says, what van is good to be a camper van? So, good vans to be camper vans are going to be Sprinters, ProMasters, Transits, E350s, E250s, Dodge Grand Caravans, VW Vanagons. There's a few different European brands. I don't know the model names. Basically, any van is going to be good to be a camper van.
That's such a hard question because what's good for us may not be good for you, and what's good for you may not work for us. So, really and truly, we've met so many people on the road that live in so many different vehicles and so many different types of vans that it really is any van that works for your purposes is going to be great. I mean, it's all about the adventure anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Shane made it to a live video finally.
Heck yeah.
Said he'd been like trying to get in. Shane from DNS Adventures has been trying to get in one of our live videos for the last, basically since we started doing it.
Yeah.
And like always gets in, like he comments on all our Facebook stuff, like
An
right after
hour
the
after.
fact. And it's like, I missed it again.
Woo!
So yay.
Are we going to PCT days again this year? Yes, I believe we are.
As of right now, yes, we will be going. So, yeah.
Are you going to be going, Scott? Because that would be awesome to meet up and hang out. If you are.
Exactly. Rita says, Nomadic Movement was approached to do a 40-day trip to Spain and back to their starting point by a company. The company is paying for half of their airplane, some of their expenses, paying them too. Cool. Neat.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, so let's see. I had your names. Let's see. Just curious, guys, if you spent so much to build your van, why didn't you use the same amount to buy something already made?
Well, actually,
that's a good question.
So before we moved into the van, we lived in an RV. We lived in a pre-made Class A RV.
Uh-huh.
And the short story of it is that, you can't get something custom for that price unless you do it yourself. So that's why we spent so much on ours, because we wanted it to be good, high quality. We wanted, we had so many different wants and needs, but none of that was available in a camper van that we wanted. Everything that we wanted in a camper van within our price range. Really, when you think about it, $40,000 in terms of a pre-made RV doesn't get you very far.
No.
It really doesn't. And then, even going further into that, after having lived in an RV for a year, we realized how poor quality of materials are used in RVs. Even high-end, expensive RVs, the materials are super low quality.
Mm-hmm.
And
overly complicated.
And things just don't make sense. And so we wanted something that we built. We knew what kind of quality the materials were. We knew where everything was, and we did the layout so that we know how to work on it. Because, if like when our fan started messing up, we knew exactly where the wiring was run, and we knew exactly how to disconnect it, make sure, like, make it stop randomly going on and off, which is what it was doing. We were able to do all of that ourselves without having to try to figure out where all of the wiring was. And we spent so much time in our previous RV just trying to figure out where wiring went and why this was wired to that and things like that. And there was just so much that just didn't make sense on it.
Yeah.
That it was easier for us to just build it ourselves.
We wanted to make it easy to fix on the road because we knew things, like mechanical things break. They break, soldering comes loose or cracks. Things are going to happen, and so we just wanted to make sure that it was nice and easy to fix whenever we got on the road. But it's like Stephanie was saying, like for $40,000, you can't buy a camper van that's got that's got, what am I trying to say? Like tow hook capable, like off-road capable bumpers, nearly 1,000 watts of solar, with 700 amp hours of batteries, with a 12-volt refrigerator,
And a Doberman cubby.
And a Doberman cubby. Yeah, it's like you can't find that. It's just like these things don't exist. You couldn't get like typically. I don't know. It's just basically it all boils down to we were able to make it exactly what we wanted it, and we couldn't have bought something we wanted to for 40,000.
Yeah,
basically.
And in something this small, every bit of wasted space is too much. Like you can't have wasted space in a space this small. So anytime that, like if we were looking at a camper van and it had a TV in it and we did not want a TV, then that was wasted space. There's wasted wiring. There's wasted materials.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So Maddie, let's see, nope, I did that last week. Made in US 2000 says, are our batteries parallel or serial? What's better in your opinion? Our batteries are in parallel because both of our batteries are 12 volt and we run a 12 volt system. So, basically, if you have 6 volt batteries, then you have to do some series and then some parallel to get it to 12 volts.
Yep. But we have two 12 volt batteries.
Yep, exactly.
Would you rather buy an Epic Pass or an Icon Pass? I think we are actually going to end up buying the Icon Pass for next year. And that's just based on the resorts that we want to go to, the number of days that we want to go to them.
Yeah.
I think that's another one of those kind of personal preference, but we're going to end up staying mostly in the West next year again. And there's a lot of Western resorts in the Icon Pass. Yeah. So for us, we just felt like it was a better deal.
Yep, and it's all the Colorado ones too. So, or not all the Colorado ones, but all the Colorado ones that we like are on the Icon Pass. Steamboat's on Icon. Winter Park, Mary Jane's on Icon. So it's like those. Jackson's on Icon, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jackson's on Icon.
Big Sky's on Icon.
Big Sky is on Icon. Revelstoke has got 7 days there, which
Ski Big 3.
Have to get back up there because it was so good. That area was so good. So basically, So it sounds like you pretty much agree on the whole RV thing. Like, anyway, maybe somebody coming. Let's see here. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Like, we're always open to any kind of like company partnerships. Like, if somebody wanted to send us to Europe to do the things for them, like, yeah, definitely one of those things. Sorry, I'm scrolling now, so I can't talk and read at the same time.
Where did you get idea? You can keep scrolling, and I'll talk about this one. Where did you get ideas for your build out? We spent a lot of time on Pinterest and blogs and other YouTube videos, and then a lot of it honestly was just taking what we had in the RV previously, knowing what we did and did not use, and just kind of condensing it down. And so, like I said, we had a 40-foot motorhome. So this is significantly smaller than the motorhome, and we were able to kind of the whole time we lived in that for a year. We were able to really figure out the parts of that motorhome that we did not use. Specifically, like, it had a dining room. We never sat at the dining room table. Like, we sat on the couch and ate all the time. Like, that's where we had our meals, was on the couch. We never really used a dining room table. And we had a couch and 2 chairs. And the captain's chair. And the, like, what are those called? Not the captain's chairs. That's right. Captain's chairs? Yeah, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like in the cab area.
Yeah.
So we had seating for like 8 people. So that, again, not necessary. And then, let's see. We had a shower in that. We had a shower in the RV. Decided we didn't need a shower. We're off grid so much that we're never going to have enough water for that. And we actually did we ran out of water one time in the RV. Even with a 100-gallon water tank, we ran out of water. So we decided that, having a shower was just not. We didn't want to carry that much water to have a shower. So
yeah, basically.
So to answer your question, that was it. It was just a lot of different, between smashing it together in our own heads and then using a whole bunch of different Facebook pages and YouTube videos and Pinterest and blogs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Mishmash. Who needs TV when you've got real life? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I think the only thing like I miss from like TV is just like
sports,
like hockey and football.
Yeah,
so, like
I do miss sports.
Yeah, especially like in your college football season. So really like watching college football. So basically, just have to find bars to go into or people to watch it with. Basically.
Yeah. Okay, Joyce. The RV that we had 3 TVs in it. 3 TVs in a 40-foot motorhome. Talk about a waste of space.
It was silly. It was absolutely silly.
It was ridiculous. When we went to sell it, the buyers asked if all of the TVs worked. And we were like, honestly, the day that we bought it, we unplugged all of them and we never plugged them back in until today when you wanted to look at it. Yeah, so we just turned them on. They all turn on. I don't know if they work.
Yeah, I put in like a DVD and I got it up to enough. Like I got it working enough to where it was playing the DVD on all the TVs at the same time, which was kind of weird. But yeah, it's like never used any of the TVs. Like, it's not to say like we don't ever like watch any kind of entertainment, but like we have YouTube and Netflix. Like we want to watch that, so we watch lots of YouTube videos. We watch we actually watch more YouTube videos than we do Netflix right now.
Yeah.
So maybe we just haven't. Maybe one of these days when Game of Thrones gets back on or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, another question was, let's see, not sure if you addressed this already, but why no windows behind the cab? So yeah, thanks for showing up and thanks for the comment. And we get that question a lot, and we don't have any windows like in the back, and the reason is, we just literally just don't want them. We know that windows are a terrible like insulator, like they let heat in when you trying to keep it cool, and they let warm air, or they're awful at insulating. And when we're inside the van, we're usually working, and so we're not like just inside the van like looking outside. Like we don't, that's just not our thing, like not our gig. Like if we want to like look outside, we're just going to go outside and have an adventure. But if we're inside, like we're on our computers and like the windows are drawn and it's dark and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things, you just don't want them. Like I think a lot of people do, and that's great. But
yeah, and our plan was really to just kind of go without them for a little while and see if we actually did miss it and like want to look out the windows or anything. And we haven't really. We actually ended up we ended up putting a headboard behind our bed, so we can't even open the doors and look out the back anymore. We put a headboard there so that when we're in bed and working, like when we're sitting in bed and working, we can have a headrest. And so that actually ended up being better for us than being able to open the doors, because again, after like 6 months of living in the van, we had never just sat there with the doors open. We sat outside. If we were going to be outside, we were going to sit outside. So yeah, it was one of those, like, when we were originally designing the van, I really wanted the bed to tilt up so that we could sit in bed looking out the doors. And now that we've been in the van for 9 months, I'm glad we didn't spend the extra money on making that happen. Because we would have never used it. We wouldn't have used it by now. So
yeah, you see all the
a waste of money.
All the van life pictures on Instagram where it's like, super provocative, like laying on the bed, like overlooking this, like that's not us.
Laying on the bed naked.
Like that's not our thing. So we have a headboard now, and we can lean against it while we work, or we don't lose pillows down to the garage.
That was a big struggle.
Was also another problem.
John asked, what is your biggest struggle with van life and the dogs? biggest struggle. That's a good question. I don't have an answer.
You don't have any struggles?
Oh no, we've got lots of struggles, but what's the biggest one?
The biggest one?
Go for it.
Yeah, so
You're the one that struggles with pirates.
yeah, I struggle. I honestly struggle a lot with dogs and van life. Pyrus is just like super super high energy like all the time, and like if she's not laying down, she's literally like running around the van in circles, and it's just like I can't handle that.
And she's a Doberman.
And she's Doberman, so she's big, and just totally like gets in the way and is just like stomping on the floor and stuff, and like. She's either there, you know how it's like you've got like a dial, like a volume dial, and you can kind of turn it up to halfway. She has a switch, and it's just an on switch and an off switch, and on is wow on. But
and I would also say that's been complicated with winter, because since we haven't been able to be in like BLM land or forest land very much, she hasn't been able to just run off leash.
Right.
So, you know, we take her on walks every day, and we take her hiking with us, and that helps. But she's used to just being able to get out and run off that energy and chase lizards and whatever she wants to do. And so not being able to do that during the winter has been a huge struggle. So that's why pulling up here in Mammoth and just being able to open the door and let her go run has been incredible. She's not the best with other dogs, so we can't really take her to a dog park either. So anytime she's around another dog, she needs to be under control, under our control. She does great boarding. She does great around other dogs when we're not there.
That's another kind of difficulty is whenever we have to like leave the, you know, like last weekend whenever we were in North Carolina, we had to fly to North Carolina, or we have events that we have to go to where we have to dedicate 18 hours a day to it, like, and we can't take care of Pyrus, so we have to like put her in like a kennel, a boarding facility. It's hard to do that because we're always traveling around so much, and we don't
finding good ones.
We don't have like, there's not like a nationwide chain of like good, you know, boarding places with good reputations.
Yeah, finding good ones is really tough.
Yeah, so that's
so far we've been pretty lucky.
Yeah, so far so good. So Thomas asked, what's the total weight of our van fully loaded in pounds? Honestly, we're not really sure exactly what the weight is, but we're basically right at max weight capacity. So we're loaded down to the max, but still within safe limits, basically. Whatever that number is, I don't remember. I'd have to look on the side of the door. So Shane asked, we would want to take our dog wherever we go hiking. It stinks you can't take them on all the trails in most national parks. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the trail that we went on yesterday. We were actually planning to go on a different trail to hike to a waterfall, and it was not dog friendly. And so we were like, well, we've got to find another trail. And it's kind of sad, in my opinion, how many trails are not dog friendly, and it just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for it, but yeah. I just don't understand it. So the one that we went on yesterday was dog friendly, or according to All Trails, it said it was dog friendly. There were no signs saying no dogs, so we assumed it was dog friendly.
Yeah. And it's just like, I think most dogs do better on trails than a lot of humans do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in national parks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically.
Yeah, that is a big bummer, and that's a big reason why we don't do long hikes in national parks, because we can't, we're not going to leave our dogs in the van for 10 hours while we go on a hike. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair to them. It's not safe for them. It's not like, it's mentally difficult for us. It's just no good all around. So that's, another reason that we avoid longer hikes in national parks. Usually we just do the shorter ones.
Yeah, just kind of half day kind of things.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Kevin says, hey, from Asheville, I hope to see you in Yellowstone this summer. It's like, we hope to see you in Yellowstone this summer too. We didn't go to Yellowstone this last year, but we definitely want to go back.
We didn't?
It's on the van. We were in the RV
You're right.
2 years ago, but
Wow, I can't believe almost a year has passed since we've been in the van. We started building the van
A year
a
and a
year
month.
and a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, basically
That's
a year
been
and a
a
month
long
ago.
time.
Yeah, so Wally's asking, have you ever considered traveling with a tow behind extra vehicle? You traveled slower and had to bring an extra put around just to help. Would it be a hindrance? Yeah, that would totally be a hindrance. So whenever we had our RV, we had a tow behind car, and it was good for that because we were in a big RV. But like the Sprinter's so maneuverable. Like there's zero point in. Uh,
Yeah. You can park it
in
in a normal parking lot. We can take it to the grocery store, no problem.
oh yeah, like we fit in pretty much any parking spot. Like we're the same length as a 4-door long bed truck, so we're not like that excessively big, and it's a hindrance when you have anything like a tow behind car or a trailer or anything like that. Somebody was asking about trailers the other day, and like why we don't have a trailer that we could pull extra gear with. Like if you have a trailer, like you really limit your ability to where you can go, because like if we go up a forest road like with a trailer and it gets on a curve that we can't like turn around in, and like trying to back down like some of these forest roads would be not only like difficult, it would be dangerous. And like I can back a trailer like fine, no problem, but like sometimes skill doesn't have a lot to do with it. It's just the physics of backing a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not even really a question as like for us. Like that's yeah, definitely not a thing.
Made in US 2000 asked best advice for someone interested in doing a van build. Best advice. My best advice. Actually, somebody asked me this today, so I already have an answer for this. Do you have one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My best advice is be flexible and don't get so caught up in the details because things are going to change.
Yeah.
There's so much, and that's in building the van as well as living in the van. As you're building the van, you're going to have to learn to be flexible and learn that things are not always going to go right. Things are, especially if you're doing it yourself, the build yourself. Things are not always going to line up. You're going to measure something and know that it is absolutely correct and then get it in and it's not the right size.
Yeah.
And have to redo it.
That's exactly.
And it happens, and you just gotta be like, whatever, we'll deal with it when we move on. And it's the same thing as soon as you move into the van and start traveling. Your plans are not solid. Somebody asked us, I think it was like 2 months ago, maybe it was a month or 2 months ago, to meet them in Southern California in mid-April. And we were like, yeah, we may or may not be there.
Yeah, probably.
Not sure.
If we're there, great.
Can't commit to it. And so, and they were kind of upset at that point. They're like, come on, can't you, like, it's only a month and a half out. Just, will you be there or not? And I was like, in that case, count me out, because we don't know where we're going to be in a month and a half. We have these plans, kind of, but they're all fluid. So now that would have been right around now, like this week or next week. And we are definitely not going to make it there.
Definitely not.
So,
yeah. I would say my piece of advice would be definitely be flexible, like she said, but also like make a decision and know that your decision might not be perfect. Like settle for like good enough most of the time, honestly. Like, because the thing about building a van, there's no like building codes for building a van. That's, oh hey, thanks so much, Thomas. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
For dog food, not wine. Okay.
Okay.
We'll get Pyra some extra treats.
Exactly.
Thank you.
She'll love that. Yeah. So we're talking about, oh yeah, the piece of advice. Make a decision, basically, is I would say would be the biggest piece of advice I could give. There's one guy that was researching vans back whenever we were researching vans, and he's still researching vans, and to my knowledge has not purchased a van because he's like waiting to find the perfect van and is waiting to get the perfect price for the perfect mileage and stuff. And now he's just like it's not going to happen.
Analysis paralysis is what that's called.
Analysis paralysis, and it's one of those things that it just kind of sucks because I can't imagine like what, once he actually buys the van and actually starts to build it out. Wow, I mean, you talk about like, because there's a lot more decisions that need to be made, from what's the best insulation. Like, he's going to be hung on that for a full decade. A decade. Like, his van is going to rust away.
You're being mean at this point. Stop. I'm going to cut you off.
This van's going to rust away while he's trying to figure out what insulation to use. So, yeah, that's my thing. Just make a decision and know that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah. John Keene. Oh, go back. How do you store your winter gear in the summer, i.e. snow gear, skis? Do you use a Thule? No, so, wait. How do you store your winter gear in the summer? So, we store it at his mom's house.
Yeah, my mom's got space. So, we don't have too much stuff. Just, yes, like you said, skis in the summertime. We got more space taken up right now because just like bikes and paddle boards. But yeah, we'll go switch all that stuff
But
off.
usually it's just like a little spot in the garage.
Yeah, like super, super small, like size of a, I don't know, little cabinet or something like that.
Yeah, same thing with summer clothing and winter clothing. Mm. We'll switch them all out and leave them at his mom's house because there's no point. Winter clothing is so bulky that there's no way we could fit all of that. I mean, I guess there is a way, but we don't want to fit all of that into the van all the time if we're not going to be using it. So winter gear we'll toss back at his mom's house.
Yep, exactly. So Rita says, measure twice, cut once is the rule. That's true, but as we found out, you have to know your measurement, and you have to be super, super sure on your measurement.
Yeah.
We did that. So let's talk about that story. Do you know what I'm talking about with the drawers?
Yes.
So
yes.
When we were making all of the drawers for the van and the cabinetry and stuff like that, what we would do is we were super, super struggling on like measurements. We kept getting things wrong, and it wasn't because we were miscutting. Like, we know how to use it. We're pretty proficient with a tape measure and a saw, but the measurements were incorrect. The math behind it was incorrect. You've got, if you want to have a 20-inch wide drawer, it needs to be, X number, plus a half inch on each side, plus an eighth of an inch on each side for allowance of the drawer slides and all that kind of stuff. So there's quite a few different like pieces of measurements you have to like keep up with. And so when we were making these things, we would like, she had a little piece of dry erase board, I had a little piece of dry erase board, and we would both like draw out what it was going to look like, and then what the measurements were going to be, and what size they needed to be cut, and then we would like flip them around. Like, it's like
compare.
Yeah, it's like the Newlywed Game. It was like the Newlywed Game of like like van construction Newlywed Game, and like we'd turn it around, and like if they matched, we would like fling them down and like hug because we're like.
And then cut the wood.
And then cut the wood, yeah. But like then honestly, there was a few times where we had matching measurements, and it didn't fit. And
but
it was mind-blowing. I don't know how that works.
But the best part about that was neither of us could be mad at the other one. We couldn't be like, oh, this was your fault because you didn't measure it right. Because it was both of our fault because we both got it wrong.
Exactly. So that was so funny. Good night, Shane. So Rita says, ask if the width between the cabinetry is good. No, yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't change it. It was...
The width between... I don't understand the question.
Like this cabinet, that cabinet.
Oh!
The walking space.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Our hallway.
Our hallway.
Our hallway/kitchen.
Yeah. No, it's totally fine. The only time that it gets kind of crowded is when there's, like, both of us are trying to maneuver around each other and Pyrus decides she needs to stand up for some reason. So that's the only time it gets really crowded. But it's enough space for us to get around each other.
Yeah, exactly. So Glenn's asking, he says he has a Toyota Tacoma and he's looking for a pop-up camper shell. Do you have any ideas where I find one for a reasonable price? So for a Toyota Tacoma, it's basically a half-ton pickup. Not for a reasonable price. Like, those shells are expensive. So you're looking for a lightweight one. So like 4-wheel campers is going to be one. Phoenix campers, I think they're both out of the Denver. No, 4-wheel campers, I don't know where they're out of. They're the most popular one though. Phoenix campers, I believe, is out of just north of Denver. That would be another one, and it's Phoenix. I think is no Phenix. It's a weird spelling, but I'm sure if you just if you look up Phoenix truck campers, it'll show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're
I'm
not.
sure if you spell Phoenix the way Phoenix is spelled, then
Yeah,
it'll pop up.
we're actually my mom is going to be buying a truck camper this week, and so we've been helping her look. But she's going to be getting a beefier truck, so she's not limited by the low payload of a Tacoma. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You just have to stay within those limits. Tacomas are freaking
badass.
awesome. I love them. So Reed's asking, is that why you did the great layout drawing for the heater installation?
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess so, right?
Yeah, planning is everything in all of that. I mean, anytime you're building anything, planning is the most important part, and making sure. So the main reason that we did the layout and the heater installation was to make sure that we had all of the correct connections and all of the correct hardware, because we knew we needed to go to the hardware store, and I wanted to go to the hardware store once.
Yep.
That didn't end up happening.
No.
But that was my goal with it.
Exactly. So Roger's asking, what would you do differently on the on solar? What would we do differently on solar? So we would get lithium batteries. Whenever we built our solar panel array, like lithium has gotten significantly better and significantly less expensive in the last year, and like the price point that it's at now, and the quality of them, the fact that you don't have to like fuse your own cells together and then put a battery management system on each one. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's a little over my head, I think. And you can go get a Battleborn battery for it's a 100 amp hour battery for $950, and they weigh so we could get five Battleborn batteries that would give us nearly 500 hours of 500 usable amp hours, so basically 90% discharge, so for something, and it would weigh, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, this would be 150 pounds. Versus our batteries right now, we've got nearly 500 pounds of batteries, and we could get way more battery capacity for way less weight. It's going to be more pricey, but if you plan on keeping it for any amount of time, like planning on keeping your system for more than probably 2 to 3 years, it's going to be worth it.
Yeah. The wiring seems to be the most difficult part of the process. Are you talking about the solar or of the heater install?
Oh yeah, good. That's a good clarification.
But really, on both, the answer is still the same. Yeah,
I think on
the wiring.
I think on the solar, the hardest part about the solar panel was finding the sizes of the lugs.
Finding the sizes of the wires and the lugs. Yes.
Yeah, because it's like you need, a lug for a 4 gauge with a 1/4 inch hole on this part, and then you need 4 gauge with a 3/8 inch hole in this part, and it's just like, that was her deal. Like,
I made a spreadsheet.
No, I think I cried during that part. Like, it was terrible. Like, I couldn't.
I sent him the list of everything he needed to order, and he was like, "How did you figure this out?"
Yeah, exactly.
Spreadsheets.
Exactly. So Rita asked about the lithium, but yeah, just went over that one. I guess you probably typed that before I said all that.
Dion the Kid, hey,
what's
how's
up,
it going?
Dion the Kid? But anyway. But yeah, that's we've been on here for about an hour. We're probably going to go ahead and wrap things up, I think. So if you're still watching, thanks so much for tuning in. And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed hanging out with us. I would give all of you guys thumbs up, but I'm not really sure how to do that. So I'm just going to actually give you a thumbs up, like a real thumbs up rather than a virtual one. But we appreciate each and every one of you showing up this week and every week in the past, all that kind of stuff. And watching all of our videos, and it's great. And we'll stay on for like 2 or 3 more minutes if anybody else has any more questions. Otherwise, Wally's asking about video. So yeah, it's the second person who's asked about video. Let's see. Like the informational videos, we appreciate the documentary style videos with Nate doing the voiceover. Yeah, glad you like that stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of a test to see if like you guys actually like that, and so far pretty good. So if you haven't like really caught on to like kind of our schedule, we're doing these live videos on Monday, and then like on Wednesdays we're uploading like kind of educational type stuff, like on this
Like
Wednesday,
reviews
yeah,
or...
product reviews, how to do this, how to build that. This week we're going to be doing a basically like a 2-wheel drive versus 4-wheel drive, like kind of comparison. And if you have 2-wheel drive, like what products you need to have with you to like not get stuck or to get unstuck, anything like that. Camping boy, you're getting on at the very end of the
We're about to
thing
sign off.
again. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad now.
Thomas Allen, good night.
Good
oh my
night.
gosh, 4:30 a.m.
Holy cow.
You're a trooper.
Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, so what we got here? I'll just scroll back through.
Human voiceovers are better than the computer generated ones. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but I like listening to his voice. I think it sounds great on the videos. He's asked me to do them a few times, and I'm like, yeah, you're doing a good job.
Adequate. Adequately enough.
I like it.
So, anyway,
all right, we're gonna
get off
of here.
So be sure to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and go check out our last video, which was from
Revelstoke.
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 So anyway, until next week, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.